Mexico. I crossed the border so I could steal their clothes.
I thought it would be a good idea to go on a solo trip to Mexico without planning anything in advance. I had some time off from work and I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just go to Mexico. No plan, no research, just me, myself, and I. It was a 13-hour flight from Boston to Mexico City, and I had a 5-hour layover. And I stayed at this little city called Roma Norte.
Roma Norte.
The first day I got there, I was just kind of walking around, exploring. I went to a few museums that were really nice. I had a bunch of street food. The street food was amazing. Little vendors everywhere. You know, they had like tacos, like rice. It was beautiful. The two things that I wanted to see was el Chopo and this other thing called Tiangus. Tiangus. I think that el Tiangus. I think I'm hoping I'm saying that right, but I'm not 100% sure. And I wanted to go to Mexico to also, well, to sightsee and to just explore like the thrift scene as well. So 1 US dollar is like 16 pesos. So I just had to keep that in mind when I was buying like food or clothes. The place I wanted to go is called El Chopo, not El Chapo. I keep getting them confused. Might be dyslexic. I don't know. Can't even say the word dyslexic properly. And it's a flea market and it only happens every Saturday. And it's around like the downtown area. But they've been doing this for a long time. There's just a bunch of food, a bunch of vendors, live music. It's kind of like this whole event. I took a bus. As soon as I got there, there's like musicians and food and art. I'm sorry about the footage. I just want to say that I am extremely short. I'm 5 feet. So the POV of me like holding like a little camera, just like, it's just not it. There's a lot, I see a lot of butts. It's usually from like the torso down, and it was just like people like crowding me it was not it. There's a bunch of like shoes that were similar to Demonia's and Dr. Martens. There's a bunch of studs and jewelry. Some girl had made like eyeball like necklaces and earrings and brains. Not my taste, but they were cool. I think they were made out of clay and stuff. There's like cute little teddy bears like just hanging around everywhere. And there's this like cute little cat. It was like blind, but it was just like sitting there with its owner, and it was just so adorable. I kind of wanted to like kidnap him. But the food was great. There was just a bunch of like snacks everywhere, and all their snacks is like lime, like chili. Yeah, it's just a lot of lime and chili. But they love Hello Kitty there a lot. Like everywhere I turn, there's like a little like Sanrio like booth. There's also a lot of independent sellers. There's this guy that did a bunch of patchwork items, and there's like this whole like wall covered of just like, it was just so beautiful, like clothing and like custom pieces that he made. There's also a bunch of resellers there as well, selling like vintage items as well. I bought this like dress. I also got this like jacket, and the only reason I got it is because it was like just so unique and something I could just see myself wearing. So the other thing that el Chopo, the other thing that they had was they had like live music, and they always have like bands. But the one thing I just didn't notice, like while I was looking back at the footage, was the guy was just like, he just like tossed a water bottle like on someone, and then everybody was just like, yeah! They're like, wow, woo, woo! And I was just like, what? So on Sunday, I went to a regular Tiangus. So like a regular flea market, essentially. This one was a little different because they had no music. They did have like some vendors and some food, but it was just like piles of clothes, like just on top of each other. And they do have it organized, so they have like men's, women's, lingerie. I spent the whole day just kind of walking around. I had like a steak taco. I did find a few like vintage stores, but the vintage stores shocked me because of the prices. So if you don't know the app called Depop, it's a platform where people sell clothing, and a lot of people make fun of them because they just put very outrageous prices for things. So you could find a shirt there for like $500, $1,000. So when I walked in, I was like, oh my god, these prices, they're like Depop prices. But they were like $200, $300 like for shirts.
And those prices were too crazy for me. But I did end up finding a lot of cool stuff at the Tiangus.
As you can see, there is like a bunch of shirts. I found some Harleys. I found some tap out, really cool vintage dresses, lingerie, and everything that didn't fit me, I'm probably just gonna sell on my whatnot. I usually do one show a month, and everything starts at like $5. I made a video about it before, but yeah, overall, I really liked it. I would not recommend if you only want to go thrifting, because the airplane ticket is a lot. It's a long flight as well. You have to get like the Airbnb, food costs, etc. So you just have to keep those things in mind. But I found a lot of cool pieces, so I'm pretty happy.
My favorite part about visiting Mexico was the fact that I was able to see this cute cat. I got to hear some nice music, and this guy didn't kill me. Gracias.